Welcome back to the part where we unlock the HR account. So we're gonna use through this course HR user and the HR schema to query, to create some data and all other the parts. So the HR stands for human resources and it already has some predefined data like employees, managers, and all of the other. It's a very simple schema that has connections one table to each other. We are going to use this HR account, so we don't have to use sys account where we can mess up by accident by clicking some wrong button in the SQL developer and mess up our whole database. So let's proceed to the steps where we unlock the HR account. Some of the steps might seem frightening, but all of the resources are going to be provided in the course. So you can just copy and paste in your command prompt. The first thing, we're going to enter our DB install location. So this is under the folder which we picked up during the installation of the database. So under the folder of DB Home XE, Network, and Admin, there is a file which is named tnsnames.ora. This is a configuration file where Oracle database stores all of the connections that we're gonna use. So we can open up that file with some text editor. So I'm just gonna use Notepad because every Windows has already provided that. And I'm gonna copy this part, which is the default connection, paste it over here. I'm gonna rename it to XCPDB1. And if we recall, after the installation, we were presented with the data of pluggable database. My host is gonna be localhost. The port stays the same as 1521, and the service name is gonna be XCPDB1. The name XCPDB1 can stay as desired, but I suggest you to name it as the service name that was provided during the installation of the database. We save that file. The next step is to restart the listeners so the Oracle environment can pick up the changes that we made to the configuration file. For this part, we have to run the command prompt, but this is very important in administrator mode. So we start the command prompt. You can right click on it and run as admin. We allow this app to make changes, and there we go. The only command we have to execute is listeners control reload. It's lsn rcel space reload. And that's it. The command completed successfully. We can close this part now. The next step is to run the SQLPlus. So we're gonna make a connection to the database through the SQLPlus. We start another command prompt. This can be regular without the administration, and we're gonna connect as sys user. So first, to start the SQLPlus, I'm gonna connect as sysdba, and I'm gonna enter password which we provided during the installation of the database. There we go. We are connected. The next step is to alter the session for the container we're gonna use, which is the XCPDB1. So the command is following: alter session set container equals XCPDB1 semicolon, enter. So the session is altered. Now we are in the session of XCPDB1. Just to check the state of the container, we're gonna execute a select command. Select name and open mode. From the $ PDBs semicolon. There we go. At the moment, we have read-write privileges. So we have to open it. We're gonna do that with the command alter pluggable database, open, semicolon, as SQLPlus accepts only like one line comment. So it's gonna go into the next line and we can enter the semicolon after it. It's gonna read all those lines as one. We got already an error, which is practically not an error because we already got the result that we wanted, which is that pluggable database is already open. If it's not, you're gonna get a success message. The next step is to change the password for HR user and to unlock it. We can do that in only one command. The command is followed: alter user HR, which is the name of the user, identified by, here we enter the password, which I'm gonna just enter HR so we don't forget it. And I'm gonna unlock the account. Unlock, semicolon. And that's it. We could have done that in two commands, but we can do it only in one. And enter. So the user is altered now. The following, I'm gonna switch the connection just to check if the HR account is connectable and if it's unlocked, the password is changed. So I'm gonna type the command connection, just the con, and I'm gonna connect as HR on xepdb1. Password, it should be HR as we changed that, and we are connected. Just to check if everything is fine, I'm gonna select everything from one table, which is gonna be select all from employees, semicolon, just to check if we have the right connection. And there we go. We got a lot of data back. The next step is to make a connection to HR through SQL Developer. Follow along. We're gonna make a new connection, new database connection, and I'm gonna name it simply HR. The username is gonna be HR, and the password is gonna be HR. Now I can save that as we're gonna use frequently this connection. The connection type, it's not anymore basic, although we could have connected to it, but since we have that saved in TNS configuration file, I choose the TNS, and I'm gonna pick up the xepdb1. If you remember, this is the part which we change in that ora file. I'm gonna test it out. The status is success, and I can connect it. And just to check if we have connection, again, I'm gonna select everything from one table, which is gonna be employees. Select all from employees. And I'm gonna run that command. And there we go. We got that connection. As mentioned, all of the commands are gonna be provided in resources, so you can much more easily follow along. So that's it for unlocking the HR schema, the account, and see you in the next one.